Hey, Mr. H back here. Hang on, let's try and make this a little not quite so light. Wanting to chat with you really quick about a inequality like we have right here that we know we need to split this up. Okay, we know that we need to have two inequalities no matter what. Now, it's a bonus, and give yourself a chance here. If you nail this one, give yourself a little extra credit. Absolute value is less than. So it's going to be an and or an or. It's going to be an and statement. Now, that's going to give me a little bit of a clue on what it would look like, both graphically and with the interval notation. But again, if it's greater than or equal to, that'd be an or. That's when we get the really long interval notation as we're trying to work this out. So I think we got to lock in here, though, and I put on a little note on the side. Before you split, you need to make sure your absolute value is isolated. And I'm going to show you here why that's so important. Okay, so I get to here. Absolute value is isolated. We're going to split it. Just copy what you see the first time. And this is true whether it's an and or an or. Okay, so it's not like one's different than the other. And for the second one, we do two things. Flip the arrow. We change the sign. We get that done. So once we do that, now we go ahead and solve. Minus my 5. Minus my 5. Get my solution, okay? Which again, when I'm putting this in interval notation, would just be my least value to my greatest. Now you're like, Hardy, how'd you know that? Like, just off the top of your head? Well, I mean, think about it for a second. If I make myself a quick little sketch here. X is less than or equal to 0. That way. X is greater than or equal to -10. Greater than goes to the right. Left to right. That's typically what's going to happen with an and. That's the right way to do it. That's the way we like it to go. However, I do want to show you what people tend to have a boo-boo with on this, just to make sure we don't have it be you. Some people look at this and they're like, okay, I got to split this into two, so I'm going to split it into two right away. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. So some of the same things that we did over here, except I didn't isolate first. You're like, well, does it make a difference? Let's see. Terms I can put together. Subtract the 14. You're like, Hardy, see, it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. You think I would do this if I was going to make myself look silly? You silly people. Ruh-roh. Half the problem's right, half the problem's wrong. This is a bad idea. We don't want to do this. You've got to make sure your absolute values are isolated. Do your opposites. Have the bars alone before you do anything else. Otherwise, trouble will be coming.